Close your eyes. You're in the prehistoric savanna. Tall grass that slices your skin, air that burns your lungs, acacia trees like skeletons against a sky on fire. The sun hammers down on black stones that look like glowing coals. There are no supermarkets here, no Google to tell you what's safe to eat. Here, you learn by trying. And if you get it wrong, you die. A homo erectus finds mushrooms hidden under a rock. He's been hungry for days. His stomach aches. His strength is fading. He eats them without thinking, driven by the desperation of having no choice. But tell me this, you, with an empty stomach and fear in your eyes, what would you have done? It only takes moments. The poison detonates inside him like an invisible fire that devours everything. His hands clamp around his belly. His face twists into a mask of pain. His knees buckle without warning. He collapses into the dry grass, curls up on cracked earth, desperately trying to stop something that's already racing through his blood, burning every organ it touches. His breathing turns ragged, then weaker and weaker. No one can help him. No remedy, no hope. In the prehistoric savanna, death doesn't roar, it whispers. His body stills, his eyes cloud over, and that silence becomes a deadly invitation hanging in the hot air. Between the rocks, something moves with calculated slowness. A prehistoric snake slides out of the shadows, massive as long as 3 men, muscles rolling beneath glossy skin like living waves. It isn't in a hurry. It doesn't need to be. It has hunger and a perfect opportunity. Coils begin to tighten around the motionless body, wrapping legs and torso, crushing, erasing shape. Then the mouth opens, impossibly wide, and it starts to swallow with that chilling patience only snakes possess, millimeter by millimeter. You don't always die fighting a lion. Sometimes all that takes is a quiet mistake, the wrong mushroom, one moment of weakness. Another hominid suddenly breaks through the tall vegetation. He sees the coils moving, the body disappearing, and he understands instantly what's happening. For a second, he's frozen in horror. Then he does the only sensible thing, he runs. Not out of cowardice, not out of empty fear. He sprints for the clan with everything he has. He gestures wildly, makes sharp, rhythmic calls, points with all his strength toward the danger. One of us is in trouble. The others spring up as if launched by an invisible spring, an instinct stronger than reason. They grab knotted sticks, carefully chip stones, anything that can become a weapon, and they run together, kicking up clouds of dust, because they've learned something fundamental. Alone, you're prey. Together, you're a force that can challenge the savanna. But will they make it in time, or will they find only a memory? When they reach the snake, it's already too late. The animal is swollen, heavy, almost motionless in its deadly fullness. Their companion is gone, his body hidden in coils and inside the predator's belly. But then something happens that changes everything. Something that draws an invisible line. They decide not to leave him there, not to abandon him to the savanna. With trembling stone blades, fear in their veins, but iron determination in their eyes, they cut into the snake's belly. It's dangerous. The animal could still react. It's sickening, but they go all the way, cutting, pulling, fighting through resistant flesh. They recover the body with effort and lay it on the ground with an unexpected gentleness, almost reverence. Here, in the middle of the daily struggle to survive, something bigger than hunger is born. Respect. True humanity. But it doesn't end there. And what they do next will send chills down your spine. They carry him to the stream. A thin ribbon of water slicing through the savanna like a silver wound. An oasis in a sea of grass. They move fast but alert, eyes constantly scanning. Because near water, everyone comes. Hungry hyenas, saber-toothed cats, hostile clans defending territory. At the bank, they lay him carefully on wet stones polished by time. Hands dip into cool water, tremble slightly, and begin washing away the red savanna dust, the dried blood, the brutal marks of death. Why risk all this just to clean him? Why expose themselves when they could simply bury him and run? Maybe because in that moment, they're saying something profound. You were one of us. You still matter, and we will remember you. The water flows on, carrying away the savanna's dust and the remnants of the final journey. The youngest watch in absolute silence, eyes wide, learning a lesson beyond hunting and gathering. They're understanding that this body isn't food, isn't something to abandon. It's brother. It's part of the group. One keeps watch, scanning the horizon for predators that could appear at any second. The others continue with slow, almost ritual movements, gestures that already feel like an ancient dance. This isn't hygiene as we know it. It's the first act of love beyond death. It's saying goodbye in the purest way possible, with hands that tremble but do not stop. The first human ritual is born like this, from dirt-stained hands that wash and hearts that still beat hard for someone who is gone. Then they lift him with infinite care and carry him to a more sheltered place, far from the paths of nocturnal predators. They dig into sun-hardened ground using only calloused hands, sturdy sticks, stones chipped with patience. They work quickly but carefully, because they know the African night waits for no one, and with darkness comes the real hunters. They place the body into the grave with gentle motions, cover it with earth and heavy stones, add thorny branches on top to confuse sharp carnivore noses. And when they finally walk away, exhausted and dust-covered, that small mound of stones remains behind, a silent witness in an immense, indifferent world. That isn't just a grave dug in a hurry. It's living proof that even then, millions of years ago, in the heart of a violent prehistory, humans were more than hungry animals fighting to survive. They could remember. They could honor the ones they lost. They could love beyond death itself. Evolution isn't only better weapons or more food. It isn't only the opposable thumb or fire. It's the ability to stop in the middle of chaos and constant danger and say, with simple but powerful gestures, you mattered. You still matter. And we will remember you. If this story hit you deeply, leave a like and write one word in the comments: stream. I want to know who had the courage to make it to the end of this journey. See you in the next forgotten chapter of our story.